Do you ever feel like you just don't know what to practice or how long to practice? Do you ever feel like you have very little time to practice? How about this one? When you do practice, you're having some difficulty focusing on what you are practicing. And a common one is watching so much YouTube videos and feeling overwhelmed with all of the content that's out there and just stuck not knowing how to utilize this content to make you a better drummer. In general, you feel like you're not making any progress. If you have said yes to any of those pain points, this is a must-watch video because I'm going to reveal to you how to customize and organize your practice routine so that you finally will feel like you're making progress. So stick around because this could be a huge game changer. Now, before we get started, I just want to mention that if you are new to this channel and you are interested in learning, developing, becoming a better drummer, subscribe, click that notification bell, and you'll always be notified when I release a new video. In all the years that I have been playing drums professionally and teaching drums, I've broken down practicing into these 4 areas. The first area, proper warming up. The second area, revisiting. The third area, labor of love. And the fourth area, in the zone. This lesson will be in 2 parts. The first part, I'm going to explain each of those 4 areas. And in part 2, I'm going to show you how to take those 4 areas and customize your own practice routine that suits your lifestyle. The first area is warming up. Now, you need to warm up properly. Let me tell you what warming up is not. It's not practicing stick control for half an hour, okay? So you don't want to do all your hand exercises and all that stuff, that technical stuff, because you're going to burn yourself out. The purpose of a warm-up is to get the blood flowing throughout your whole body, to warm up the muscles. They need to be warm, they need to be loose, so that the muscle memory process takes place when you practice. So having said that, what do you do to warm up? Anything that uses all 4 limbs, okay? Anything. And here's the other thing about warming up. It has to be short. 5 minutes, 10 minutes max. You can even be doing exercises like jumping jacks and running on the spot if you want. They don't have to be drum-related 4-limb exercises. The second area, I refer to it as the revisit area or the review area. The reason why you need to revisit is because that is how your subconscious mind is going to retain all of the stuff that you have learned and make it retrievable. Because when you think about it, when you play drums, what are you doing? You're retrieving a whole bunch of stuff that you've put into your brain in the past. Retrievability factor is why you need to really pay attention to this area. You need to make a list. 2 lists actually. One list should be everything that you've learned recently. Could be like anything in the past 3 months that you've learned. And then make another list of anything you learned a long time ago that you would like to revisit. The more you revisit stuff that you've done in the past, the quicker you are able to retrieve it on the fly when you're actually playing the drums. Okay, so this is why this area is super important. The third area is what I call labor of love. This is the area where you're going to be working on all new stuff. If you're a beginner and you're taking drum lessons, this is the area where you work on your lesson material. whatever your teacher has assigned you. This is the area where you also work on anything that you choose to work on. You need to create a list of the things you're going to be working on. And you don't have to put them in any order. You could also include any new songs that you have to learn for the band that you happen to be playing with, okay? This system here, once you've learned something in the labor of love area, you go and insert it into your review list. That list that has what you've recently learned, it goes in there. The fourth and final area is what I call in the zone. In the zone deals with playing anything you want to play. For example, you can sit down behind the drum kit and just blow off some steam. You can work on your soloing. Let's say you're in a band and you've already learned 5 songs and you just want to go through all 5 of them. In this area, you might want to even take some things from your revisit list or your review list and play it here if you like. The reason why we need to spend time here is this is where that whole retrieval thing happens. Okay, you're allowing yourself to retrieve on the fly. That's what being in the zone is. That's what happens. You're constantly retrieving things that are in your subconscious mind, and it happens spontaneously. And sometimes you're mixing all kinds of different ideas and creating new things as you do this. This is so important, and it's one of the best feelings in the world. The emotion that you're going to feel during this in the zone section of your practice is you're going to feel elation. It's kind of like therapy. It's very therapeutic when you are playing in the zone. It's basically mostly subconscious playing, and your conscious mind at that time is basically just chilling. You're not really doing much. You're just letting things go as they go. It's an amazing feeling. So this wraps up the 4 areas of practicing. Now that we've outlined all 4 areas, we're ready for the second part of this video. And that is taking these areas and figuring out how to customize a practice routine specifically for you based on your lifestyle. So let's take this as an example. You have an hour a day to practice, and you happen to be the type of person that likes structure. You like routine. Here's what I would suggest you do. So in that 1 hour, day 1, the first 5 minutes, or 10, but let's just say 5 for now, you warm up. After your warm up, you want to spend time on your revisiting area. Go to the top of the list and just revisit it. Once you're done with that, take that and put it back to the bottom of the list, because the idea is that you want to rotate this stuff. Okay, so every day you're revisiting something different. After the review section, then you go into your labor of love section. This is where you are working on all the new stuff. Okay, so again, go to your list and you decide what you're going to be working on. Now, if it happens to be something that's major, that takes a long time to learn, work on that, and then you continue that the next time you practice and you're in the labor of love section. Once it's completed, remember, what you do with that is it goes into your review list. You finish off your practice session for 10 or 15 minutes on in the zone playing, and this is where you do whatever you want. Play to your favorite song, solo, whatever you want to do, it's your choice. And that would be a typical 1 hour structured way of doing this. If you like variety, then I would suggest you try something like this, like a 3-day cycle. Day 1, 10 minutes of warm up, and then 50 minutes of labor of love stuff. Day 2, 10 minutes of warm up, and then 50 minutes of in the zone. And then on day 3, once again, 10 minutes of warming up, and then 50 minutes of revisiting. And then you can just cycle that. Do a 3-day cycle. If you really like variety and you're a very spontaneous person, you're one of those types that likes to make decisions on what you're going to do that day, that's fine. You start off with a warm-up, of course, and then you pick one of those 3 areas to work on and go ahead and work on it. If you really want to go crazy with this, you can set it up where week 1, 10 minutes of warm-up, 50 minutes of in the zone drumming. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Week 2, 10 minutes of warm-up, 50 minutes of reviewing. And you do the same thing for the rest of the week. That's a lot of review. And of course, week 3, 10 minutes of warm-up and 50 minutes of labor of love. For those of you who have very busy lifestyles and can't practice as much as you like, in fact, some of you might only be able to practice once per week. Here's what I suggest. On the days that you don't practice, replace the non-practicing with 5 minutes of in the zone stuff, okay? Just 5 minutes. You go behind your drum kit, and for 5 minutes, just play whatever you feel like playing. And you do that every day. And then when you have that one day of practice for an hour or 2, then work on those 4 areas, warming up first, and then any of those 3 areas, whichever order you like. Here's the thing, those 5 minutes, it's incredible what that will do for your progress versus nothing for 6 days. So for those adults, those hobbyists that always say, I never have time to practice, I only have one day, trust me, okay? Try this out, just 5 minutes. That's not a long time. And something interesting might happen in one of those days that you practice for 5 minutes. That 5 minutes might turn into 10 or 15 because you're getting so into it. Every time you come across something that you want to learn, immediately put it on your learning list. And that learning list can be on your phone. Because here's what happens on a daily basis. We're inundated with so much information. You might be watching a YouTube video and you come across some cool fill or something that someone is demonstrating. So what you should do is save that YouTube video onto your YouTube channel and create a playlist of all stuff you want to learn. And then put that onto your learning list. Okay? Now, you may not get to that for like 3 or 4 months, but know this, it actually is on a list. It made it to a list, and that's the beauty of this system. All of the notes from this video are actually prepared for you. They're available in the description below. Just click the link and you'll be able to download all the notes. And I have also outlined the whole system of how this works, all available for you. Free download, link below. Well, this concludes the lesson for today. I hope that I have shed some light. Try this system out. Drop a comment. If you have anything you'd like to ask me, go right ahead. For those of you who are new to this channel, welcome. Subscribe, click that notification bell, and you'll always be notified whenever I come up with something new. So stay well, everyone. Practice, get excited, get motivated. I'll see you on the next video.